Peace, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Varsity Club. This is your boy Jay Everyday, and today I'm going to do a post about free agency, NBA free agency. Let's start off with the biggest news of all with regards to free agency. That is LeBron James joining the Los Angeles Lakers. I think it was basically a done deal that LeBron decided to go to the Lakers after the debacle that happened in the NBA Finals. I think Magic Johnson and Rob Pelinka sold him on the idea of all of the business opportunities he wanted to do in LA, the fact that he has houses in LA, the fact that it's probably that his wife and kids like LA, and lastly but not least, the chance to do something that I don't think nobody else has done, a superstar winning a title with 3 different organizations. As far as the, how do I want to say, the cohesiveness or the chemistry between him and the other Lakers, I think there's still some work to be done with regards to that. I do think that him and Lonzo are going to be able to play together. There's been a lot of talk about how he's going to get along with LeVar, and is LeVar going to mess it up, and will Magic Johnson trade him? I think that would be stupid for Magic to trade him, because that will be the second time that they've traded the number 2 overall pick. It's like you're wasting draft picks. You traded, what's the boy name? D'Angelo Russell. You traded him. Now you're going to trade Lonzo Ball. A lot of people have a lot of stuff to say about Lonzo's game. I think people have to remember the boy is only, 2 years out of high school, barely 2 years out of high school before he went to the league. A lot of times these teams are drafting and picking players based on potential, not based on their actual skill level. So he has a lot to learn, a lot to develop with regards to basketball. I think people want a lot of instant gratification, and everybody isn't a superstar. Everybody isn't that number 1 player that can come into the league immediately and start taking names. So let me start off by saying that. The additions of Rajon Rondo, and Lance Stevenson, I think are also 2 really good pickups for these 2 reasons. Number 1, Lance plays defense, he drives to the hole, and he's an aggressive basketball player. In the West, I think that's going to be really good, and I think he's going to be competing with other members on the team for minutes. So I think Magic is creating competition. I think the same thing goes with Rondo. Rondo's aggressive. He plays defense. He's very smart with the basketball. So that takes some of the pressure off LeBron James handling the ball. So I do think both of those pickups. Oh, and don't let me forget JaVale McGee, who's going to rebound, who's going to catch lobs, who's also going to block shots and play defense. Those are 3 key pickups that I personally think are going to be awesome for the Lakers. Where the Lakers messed up at, I think the Lakers made a big mistake in not picking up Boogie Cousins. I think that I know it's a risk with the Achilles tendon or whatever part that is, something having to do with his Achilles. I think that was a thing that scared them off, but if he comes back healthy, Golden State is not going to let him go. Golden State is going to lose 1 or 2 of their key pieces next year, after next season. I think Golden State knows that, and I think picking up Boogie Cousins and seeing what type of return he gets and how he comes back from that injury is going to be key in their future, maintaining their dominance, not only as a as an NBA champion, but their dominance in the West, in the Western Conference. So I think it was a very smart pickup for the Golden State Warriors. I think the Wizards should have really considered picking him up. Another team that could have used him, I think, would have been Boston. I also think that Orlando could have used him. And I think New Orleans might have been a little bit too smart for their own good by letting him go. Because, see, New Orleans thought that they were a better team without him, but now what every team is going to say is, okay, we'll let Anthony Davis get his points. We will just concentrate on stopping everybody else. That's how you beat them. You can't double team Boogie and Anthony Davis. And I think New Orleans is going to come to regret that decision a lot. Next up, the Wizards picking up Dwight Howard. A lot of stuff has been said about Dwight Howard. A lot of trash has been spoke about him with regards to his play, how he gets down, his overall approach to the game, and whatever. Dwight is still a 17-10 guy. I don't care who you are. You need somebody, a big man, that's good for 17 points, 10 rebounds, and that can block anywhere from 1 to 3 shots a game. I think that's very important, and I think that's helpful. And I think the teams that let him go will regret that also. They're going to be bottom feeders. A lot of teams seem to want to model themselves after the Golden State model, which I think is complete crap. And I don't think that that is going to work. Let's see, who else? Julius Randle going to New Orleans. They only gave him $16 million for 2 years. Julius Randle is an enigma. I don't really know what you're going to get with Julius Randle being on a team where you don't have a lot of scoring threats. See, when he was on the Lakers, he was able to get off because they had Ingram and Kuzma. So whoever was on him, sometimes it was a mismatch. Sometimes he got a lot of garbage buckets. But generating his own offense, I don't know if he's capable of doing that. So this year and the next year, New Orleans, you're going to see if you're picking Randle over Boogie, who's, 25-10. So you might wind up paying for that decision. Maybe not now, but eventually it's going to come back and bite you, I think. What else? Isaiah Thomas is left out in free agency. I think Houston losing Trevor Ariza to Phoenix is going to be a big deal. I think that Houston isn't going to be as good as they were last year. I also think that now that teams have seen Houston fully loaded, teams are going to have a better scheme for it, because with both Chris Paul and James Harden, you had those shooters that they were leaving open, and I do think they're going to take a step back this year. I do think the Lakers are going to surprise people in the West. I'm looking for the Lakers with LeBron to win at least 50 games this year. Anything else off the top of my head? I can't think of any moves that the Knicks have made. I don't think Boston did anything. I don't think Philly has done anything. Brooklyn. I'm just trying to go through the whole Eastern Conference. I don't think Indiana has done anything. I think Paul George staying with Oklahoma City was big. I think how the season ended for Paul George left a bad taste in his mouth. I think this was their first year playing together. I also think how the season ended for Carmelo left a bad taste in his mouth. One thing that people tend to forget is the whole team was not healthy. Number one. Number two times when they played Golden State, OKC blew them out. So they are capable of playing with them. However, them adding Boogie Cousins, the benefit of that isn't going to be seen until April, May, and especially June. So no matter what anyone does to Golden State in the regular season and the postseason, it's not going to matter. If Boogie is in shape, committed, he's fully healed, and you have one of the best big men in the game playing with a huge chip on his shoulder. So you may get a very, very nasty Boogie Cousins, and that spells problems for everybody. Because now they have 4 players capable of scoring 25 points or more a game. Off the top of my head, anything else I can think of as far as the NBA goes? Yeah, getting back to Phoenix. Phoenix and their young star, Devin Booker, I think that they gave him a max extension. I think he got $158 for 4 years or 5 years. That's very important. They locked him up. The young guys they got have to prove that they can play, or giving him a max extension isn't going to really matter. I think them adding Trevor Ariza to their rotation is very, very important. And I think who's going to be hurt by that more than anybody is Houston. Let me see what else we got. And I think that's it for now. I know free agency isn't over, so there's going to be some more moves and some more trades. So I will hit you guys up with another update after we see some more moves being made within free agency. All right, Varsity Club, this is your boy Jay every day, and I'm out. Peace.